New overnight, Arvada police say a suspect is in the hospital after a shooting involving an officer. Police tweeted about it a little after 11 last night. They say it happened on West 61st Avenue and that there's no threat to the public. Police did not specify who opened fire, but they say no officers are hurt.
Aurora police say 3 people shot last night in Aurora City Park are doing okay. Police say that there was a large group of people at the park before the shooting. They're working to figure out what happened that led up to the shooting. If you know anything, you're being asked to contact Aurora police.
And police in San Antonio, Texas say they found 46 people who were dead inside a tractor trailer that was left on a back road. Police think that they are migrants and that the deaths are probably heat related. The trailer did not have any water or any air conditioning. 16 people, including 4 kids, are in the hospital now. They are being treated for heat related illnesses. Police say they were hot to the touch and they were dehydrated. 3 people are in custody. It is not clear if they are directly connected to human trafficking.
Yet another night of protests at the state capitol. Planned Parenthood, the ACLU, and other groups organized a rally over the Supreme Court decision to overturn Roe v. Wade. Colorado leaders have celebrated the state's access to abortion, but that access isn't for everyone. 9 News reporter Darius Johnson looking into the barriers to abortion care that still exist here. Good morning, Darius.
Good morning, Natasha. Hundreds of people descended upon the Capitol to make their voices heard. Many of them were chanting, "My body, my choice," as they push for abortion bans in other states to be lifted. Colorado currently does not have an abortion ban, but there are some barriers when it comes to access. One, by state law, minors are required to tell their parents if they plan to get an abortion. They don't need written consent from a parent, more so a verbal approval. People are currently pushing for judges to change that law for minors, which currently exists in 37 states. That includes Colorado. A CU professor told us this law could harm children whose parents disagree with their choice.
We want young people to go to their parents. We want them to get support, of course, but these laws mandate young people go to a parent, even if it could potentially harm them.
Now, another barrier to abortion in Colorado is the ban on public funding, which was first implemented back in 1984. This impacts many Coloradans who may not have health care or who depend on Medicaid. However, the Cobalt Abortion Fund is one organization right here in the state that ensures cost does not get in the way of abortion.
All right, Darius, thank you. It's primary election day in Colorado. We're just under 2 hours until the polls open for the final day. Jordan Chavez joins us live now at one of the polling stations in Denver County with a look at some of the big races to keep an eye on. Good morning.
Hey, Corey, good morning. Yeah, of course, one of the biggest races that we are keeping our eyes on this time around is the gubernatorial race. So Democratic incumbent Governor Jared Polis obviously running unopposed for the Democrats, but there are 2 Republicans who are vying for his post. First up is Heidi Ganahl. She's a CU regent and founder of the Fight Back Foundation. Now, Ganahl is running on a platform of addressing problems facing children, though she has denied our interview request to explain exactly what that means. She is running against Greg Lopez, former mayor of Parker. He is also the former director of the Colorado Small Business Administration and the former CEO of the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. And then, of course, we are also watching the Republican Senate primary between State Representative Ron Hanks and Joe O'Dea. One of 2 will ultimately challenge Democratic incumbent Senator Michael Bennet. Now, another big race that we have talked about quite a bit and that we are following very closely, one that's also garnered some national attention, we should add, is the Republican primary for Secretary of State. There are 3 candidates vying for Democratic incumbent Jenna Griswold's job. Mesa County Clerk Tina Peters facing felony charges, of course, for tampering with elections. She is running against Mike O'Donnell, a nonprofit leader and political newcomer, and former Jefferson County Clerk Pam Anderson. Of course, these are just some of the big races that we are following. The deadline for people to vote is 7 o'clock tonight. One way people can do so is, of course, turning your ballots into the drop-off boxes like the kind right here behind me this morning. We'll go over some other ways that you can safely vote coming up in our next half hour, Corey.
Yeah, we have that countdown clock there as well in the lower right-hand corner as well. Jordan, thank you. 9 News has a guide for what you need to know and where you can track results. Just text the word election to 303-871-1491 and we'll send you back a link. Well,
Well, today it's going to be hot out there, sunny and summer-like. Temperatures in the low 90s across most of the Front Range, Eastern Plains, and even Western Slope. If you're going to be up in the high country, expect those highs in the 70s and 80s, so hot no matter where you are.